what were your expectations from TechHR and what has progressed so far?
I think, from an India perspective, the way the technology in the HR area has moved, there's a huge amount of transformation that has happened. So we are on the initial cusp on that big transformation that is happening. And an event of this sort, where there's a lot of like-minded people coming in, there's a lot of like-minded organizations coming in through, focusing on one agenda, which is on technology. So I have not seen that consistency anywhere else but here. And that's one thing that I'm able to see yesterday when I came for that open space, and I'm able to see it throughout the day as well. So there's nothing more I could have expected. There are things that we can always better, but just the sheer amount of convergence that is happening in terms of people coming in from multiple segments and focusing on one aspect, which is technology. But technology itself cutting across multiple domains, right from assessment, recruitments, talent management, analytics. So there's a good amount of convergence. So awesome experience. That's what I would like to say.
So if the big debate that's going to happen today, does
Yeah.
HR need technology or technology needs HR? What would be your opinion on that?
I think it's a very symbiotic relationship. You can't just be on either sides of it. I mean, either side of it being, you can just be too aggressive, if you try standing on either sides. It has to be a perfect symbiotic relationship. So, for an example, I take a very perfect example when I talk about analytics. Like for an example, when we talk about analytics in the context of HR, they really don't need to worry about big data. They really don't need to worry about a lot of other technology innovations that is happening on that front. What they need to really worry about is what is it, that story that they want to say through an analytics kind of a segment. That's one very important aspect. So there would be, so if you look at the answer on both sides, if they focus on what storytelling they want to do, and if it can be backed up by a technology, platform like big data or some kind of a user interface which can convey that whole message, we are very well successful in what we're trying to do. But it's not either or not. It has to be on a combination.
But do you think predictive analysis will replace human instinct of judgment in the near future?
Not really. I think we humans have something which is what we call as the gut feeling. I think we can't never go away with it. Predictive analytics and all is going to help you augment that decision making power. It is going to cut you across multiple segments of data that would be there. But you would eventually also take a lot of intuitive decisions. So it is not that people will turn into robots if predictive analytics come in. If it was so predictive, then it would have been a different ball game altogether. So that's not going to happen. But you kind of be more sure of which way the decisions would go like. You'll be kind of more clear about the path. But yeah, eventually the decision making would still be human. That can't be changed.
Would you name three areas where do you think technology has influenced HR a lot?
Three areas. So I keep repeating this. I call it the three E's of technology.
Yeah.
So I call it as ease, I call it as engage, and I call it as experience. You can have a good amount of robust technology addressing a lot of complex requirement, but if it is not packaged in an ease format, nobody's going to use it. It's a big turn-off. If people are not going to see it in that ease requirement, that's not going to happen. Then you have it engaged. How you're able to engage people, from cross platforms to come onto it and share that experience. So it's ease, engage, and experience, which is in combination, which is going to run this thought.
So, do you think in the future robots will interview employees?
Robots will not. I mean, yeah, we can. Okay, we can try to be more realistic. Robots will try eliminating rather than selecting. So if they can do 65% of your job, the rest 35% of figuring out the best out of that is still your job. So that's what the robots will do, so that you're not spending time on that 65% of the stuff. So that's how it will change.
How do you see TechHR evolving in the next couple of years?
I see TechHR, growing by leaps and bounds. I think the overall framework, the way it has come up, and how beautifully, there's a good amount of ecosystem that is getting created from a technology standpoint, from what the customers want to do. So there's a good balance I'm able to see in the first version of it. I'm assuming that that balance continues to happen. I think sky's the limit. There's a huge amount of innovation that happens in India, and it's platforms like this which is really going to converge and bring everyone on board, and take all of us to a next level. So there's a huge bright future ahead. That's what I see.
Lastly, if you had to describe TechHR in one word, what would it be?
I can just say it's wow. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Anu. Thank you so much.